Hi students, good evening. This is CS Srinivasarao FCA. So today we are here to analyze the CMA Inter December 2023 Law and Ethics paper. Just now we got the paper. So let us analyze the paper in brief. So we'll express what is the opinion on this particular paper. So before starting the analyzation, as per my opinion, this paper is a very easy paper. So even a normal student also, he can clear this paper. Even above average student, I think he can get 50 to 60 marks very easily. He can score 50 to 60 marks in this paper very easily actually. You know very well this time the paper pattern has been changed. So they are asking 15 multiple choice questions. Each question carries 2 marks. You have no need to mention the reasons also. Only thing is you have to select A, B, C, D. For that you will get 2 marks for each MCQ. This is a golden opportunity to the students, I think, to clear the law paper especially. So 15 MCQs are there. Each MCQ carries 2 marks. So first we will see what are all the MCQs has been asked in this particular paper. We are going to first MCQ. Untouchability is abolished and its practice in any form. So this MCQ is from Law and Legal System in India. This is a very tight MCQ. So untouchability has been forbidden. So that is a simple MCQ and tight MCQ. So this any person, any student can answer this particular MCQ. And the second MCQ is if a mercantile agent is authorized by the owner of the goods to sell on his behalf, then such a sale shall be. This is from the Sale of Goods Act actually. So this is also a simple MCQ. Anyone can answer this particular MCQ. Okay. And a party who does not suffer any loss in case of breach of contract from Indian Contract of Act. So what damages he can claim? On the damages they asked the MCQ, 2 marks question. Very simple. Negotiable Instrument Act 1881. If you observe this particular question, this is very easy. This question actually, this point actually will discuss even at the introduction level itself. To introduce the Negotiable Instrument Act itself, this is the point we will discuss. Applicability of the Negotiable Instrument Act. To what extent the Negotiable Instrument Act is applicable? This is a very simple question. Even a normal student, a below average student also can answer this particular question for 2 marks. And this question is from LLP. Every foreign LLP shall file with the register the statement of account and solvency. So in which form they have to file this register statement of account and solvency to the ROC. Actually this question to test your memory power, students memory power, you have to remember the form numbers, then only you can answer this particular question. Maybe if you are unable to remember this particular form, it is difficult to answer this question. Maybe it's a little bit difficult to check the memory power of the student actually. And next question is, if there is a dispute as to the amount of gratuity payable to the employee, the employer shall deposit the gratuity with whom. This is also a simple MCQ, and of course these are all the points are there in the fill in the blanks in our material, in our masterminds material. These are all the majority of the MCQs are there in our fill in the blanks. So in our fill in the blanks, I think 10 to 12 MCQs are there directly. They ask from the fill in the blanks, and the remaining MCQs the points what we discussed in the particular question. Okay. So here the dispute amount, whatever is there, you have to deposit with the which authority? The controlling authority, how to deposit, of course. A simple question they asked from the Payment of Gratuity Act also. And next from Code on Wages Act, this is the Minimum Wages Act topic. They asked a question. This is a point from a question, and even a fill in the blank is also there for this particular MCQ in our material. By referring that fill in the blanks, you can answer this MCQ very easily. And this is from Prospectus and Allotment of Securities. A simple question, 90 days. Prospectus validity, what is the validity of the prospectus? Normal prospectus validity. So on that particular point, they are asking a question, and it's very simple MCQ. And a private placement, number of members. So this question you have to answer by referring the not by referring the act. You have to refer the rules, Companies Prospectus and Allotment of Securities Rules 2014 as amended from time to time. You have to refer. So to answer this particular question actually, so as per the rules, it is 200. You know very well. So very simple question. Even by listening to the classes also you can answer this question. The quorum for a public company having the number of members more than 5,000. This is also again to test the memory power of the student. The student has to remember actually the how many persons has to personally present at a meeting for public company depend upon the number of members. Okay, that is also to test your memory power. If you are unable to remember, then you cannot answer this particular MCQ. In case of e-voting notice shall be sent as attachment in So if you want, you can send a notice through electronic means also. If you are sending any e-notice, so how to send the notice? So how to attach that particular notice with that message actually? That is what they are asking. This is a contemporary topic actually. On the contemporary topic, they asked a question for 2 marks. And for selecting the name of the company, an application for the reservation of norm shall be made in a which form? Again, they are testing the memory power of the student in this particular MCQ. Of course, it is amended, but as per amendment, it is a SPICE INC 32 or run in case of existing company. Means in case of new company, they have to make an application for SPICE INC 32, and in case of existing company, they have to make an application in run form, but it is not updated in your ICMA study material. So as per your ICMA study material only, you have to answer this question, form number INC 1 actually. Okay. So for that, the separate note has been put up in our material also. INC 1 is as per ICMA study material, and as per latest amendment, it is a SPICE INC 32, not to confuse the students for this particular question. Okay. And where the equity shares of the company are listed on a recognized stock exchange, the issue of such shares shall be approved by the shareholders through. So this is also again from management administration chapter only. So this is a straight question, and these 2 questions from your ethics chapter. So overall MCQs for 15 MCQs, even an average student also, even a normal student also, I think he can answer from 10 to 12 MCQs. So leave about the memory power, what you have to remember. Even though you are unable to remember these forms or the number of days and number of persons, what like that, even though you are unable to remember, still you can answer at least 10 MCQs. At least 10 MCQs easily you can answer. These are almost majority of the MCQs from the fill in the blanks in our masterminds material. Okay, so that in that material fill in the blanks are there. From that fill in the blanks, actually direct MCQs has been asked. Okay, next go to section number B, descriptive type of questions, 70 marks. If you observe this descriptive type of questions, these are also very tight questions. I think no practical questions are asking in your CMA inter law paper, but however in 8th question they are asking practical question actually for maybe you can take internal choice, or any question you can take it as an internal choice. However, if you are observing the descriptive type of questions, out of 70 marks, 21 marks they asked only from the director's chapter. Out of 70 marks, 21 marks they are asking only from director's chapter. So if by mistake, if any student left this director's topic as a choice, maybe this descriptive questions will be difficult for that particular student. So in that way, this paper is difficult. In that way, maybe this paper is difficult. So chapter wise weightage has not been maintained actually in this particular paper. Chapter wise weightage is not maintained in this particular paper actually. So if you observe, even there is no single question from your preliminary chapter or incorporation of a company, memorandum of association, articles of association, or even from prospectus and allotment of securities chapter also, there is no single descriptive type of question is there. From deposit, debentures, deposits or charges, there is no single question actually. So chapter wise weightage has not been maintained for descriptive type of questions, especially for company law. So if any student has left a few chapters for choice, from that chapters only these questions has been asked. So for that students, this question paper may be difficult. Otherwise, content wise, this is not a difficult paper actually. Straight questions, simple questions. Even descriptive type of questions also very straight and simple. So any student can answer. So with a little bit presentation skills, if he can write this descriptive type of questions based upon the number of marks, how much content he has to write, that he has to decide. So he has to present the content depend upon the number of marks. So then he can get the marks actually. Even he can get 50 to 60 marks easily. So discuss the different types of quasi-contract. So this question is there in our material actually. So direct question, quasi-contracts types are there. And contract of indemnity and contract of guarantee, it is there in the differences for students self-study question is there actually. Okay, so from that topic only directly question has been asked. And discuss the rights and liabilities of partners after dissolution as per Indian Partnership Act 1932, that is also there. And how do you differentiate between contract of sale and agreement to sell? Again, differences for student self-study is there in our material. In that material, direct first question actually in sale of goods at differences for student self-study. This is the first question, so you can easily answer. And demonstrate the time limit for payment of wages under the Code on Wages. So again, Code on Wages Act, payment of wages, direct question. Analyze the different points to be noted for filing nomination for receiving the gratuity. So every employee after completion of 1 year of service, he has to appoint a nominee. In which form he has to appoint a nominee? So in duplicate or triplicate, okay, who has to be appointed as a nominee, whether you can change the nominee afterwards, family member can be appointed or non-family member can be appointed as a nominee. All the points you have to write for 7 marks. Okay, and this is a direct question in our material. And enumerate different points in context of buyback of shares under the Companies Act 2013. So this is also direct question. So what is the limit on buyback? What are the conditions to be fulfilled for buyback of shares by the company, and what is the procedure to be followed by the company to buy back the shares of the company? All those points you have to write for 7 points, 7 marks. Okay, and analyze different duties and liabilities imposed on the directors of companies. This is the first question of our masterminds material in directors chapter. So duties and liabilities of the directors, you can write the straight question, 7 marks. And critically assess the role of the audit committee. Miscellaneous chapter is there, audit committee. So role of the audit committee, functions of the audit committee, one question is there. So from that they asked for 7 marks. And board of directors, different powers. Powers of the board of directors, this is also a direct question from board of directors chapter, which is there in our material. And analyze the different kinds of business ethics. This is 7th question is from ethics chapter, ethics topic. And if you go to question number 8a, this is what unauthorized mix of goods by the Bailey. There is a concept question for self practice is there in our material. From that they asked, actually this is a small topic, but they asked for 7 marks. So students has to write all the provisions related to duties of the Baileys, then only they will get the 7 marks. Okay, and next one is resignation of director. Even though there is no direct practical question in our material, but the concept is covered in our material. By reading that particular concept, you can answer this question. Director has to communicate to the company, as well as director has to communicate to the ROC about his resignation. So based on that point only, there is a last question, resignation of the directors in directors chapter. So from that question, they asked a small practical question for 7 marks. So conveniently, the student can answer this particular paper. I think there is no time constraint also, because 15 MCQs are there, carries 2 marks. So within 15 to 20 minutes, you can complete 30 marks of MCQs, and remaining time actually conveniently, lavishly, you can answer all the questions in detailed manner without any hurry. Okay, so this question paper is very easy. So for average student, it is a moderate, and above average student, this question paper is very easy. And for good students and excellent students, even they can score above 60, above 70 marks also in this particular paper. But anyhow, if you observe one thing, so there is a huge syllabus. That means huge syllabus is covered. So many topics are there in your CMA board material. Okay, all those topics we differentiated in our masterminds material, which to be discussed in classroom and which can be referred by the students themselves. If we observe whatever the topics we selected for classroom discussion, from those topics only all the questions has been asked. That is what point number 1. Means you have no need to read the entire CMA board material. That CMA board material has been filtered, and whatever the topics we selected for classroom discussion and differences for students self-study, from that only majority of the question, not majority, all the questions has been asked from those topics only. Whatever the topics we are classified as additional concepts, from that additional concepts, I think no question has been asked. That is what the work what we have done. So to save the time of the student, not to read entire ICMA board material, which is very vast. And one more point, whatever the questions we provided as a guest questions, out of that guest questions for law is concerned, out of 14 descriptive type of questions, we got 11 questions. We got 11 questions directly in our question paper. This is also what we can mention in this particular context. Okay, so with this, I think we will sign off. So this is what the overall paper review for CMA Inter Law and Ethics paper for December 2023. Okay, under new scheme. Okay, thank you.